Hey guys, Crispin Lion here, and Oi! The Destroyer of Worlds and the 10th Heisei Rider has come to kick Zio's ass. And yeah, sorry about that, but this is Crispin Lightning, and I got that joke out of the way, and now I am ready to showcase SH Figuarts Senchoku Seiho Kamen Rider Decade Neo version. Now, before I go even further, I do have an actual SH Figuarts Decade of the Senchoku Seiho, and I love that figure. Can't really complain much about that, but I only got this mainly because, not only was Decade my first ever Heisei rider and introduced me to the world of Kamen Rider, much like how Gokaiger introduced me to Super Sentai, but, when I saw that Decade was back in Zio, even though I didn't like Zio as a series, because I thought Decade actually did it a little bit better than the Owaga Mio did. I know I'm butchering Waz's phrases. Decade did a little bit better than Zio, which that's what I think and all that stuff. And so now I'm doing this figure, and I got this figure because fan of Decade, and mainly because I need to expand my sorry, I got something in my throat. My Kamen Rider SH Figuarts figures, and my next one in my line I'm planning on getting is Double, and then doing some photos with the Neo-Decadriver on the Double figure. Because you can actually put the belt onto the other figures. But anyway, that's enough of me rambling, but let's get into this figure. And first things first, let's go over with like paints and all that stuff. As you can tell, this is just a recolor of the actual SH Figuarts Senchoku Seiho Kamen Rider Decade, except with darker shade of magenta, some cleaner whites, well, at least compared to mine, and the Neo-Decadriver is, of course, pink or magenta with black and all that. I mean, so far, I love this figure. I really do, and it's been like one of my favorites. And now, since all the paint is done, and oh yeah, I forgot to mention, the green eyes are translucent and they look amazing like they did in the show. And the yellow gemstone up here is pretty cool. A little bit more translucent on camera than it is in real life, but still, it is completely amazing. And now let's go over articulation and what this guy basically comes with. Okay. And hang on, let me elevate this camera a little bit so that we can get more of the height. Alright, now the camera is a little bit elevated. Now we can not only zoom up and, oh, a lot nice over right there and all that stuff, but sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Anyway, let's go over articulation. Decade can look this far up, this far down, because he has to look down on beating the crap out of Geo, and then he can look left or right and lean side to side. The shoulder plates are on a ball joints, so nothing much to talk about there. And then the arms can go this far forward, this far back, and then the arm is also on like a little ball joint and all that stuff, so nothing too far. And then the hands are also on ball joints. And legs can go this double jointed and this far up, and can move only this far back, which Senchoku Seiho is based off of actual human proportions, so nothing too crazy like when I showed the Tiga figure, so all that stuff. And foot could go that far forward, this far back, and yeah. And toe pivot. And that's pretty much. Hang on, let me get this guy posed up. I mean, for photos and all that stuff, this guy looks amazing and he poses extremely amazingly. So, yeah. That does not look good. Let's just keep him as a static pose, like on the side, nothing too crazy and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all for articulation and looks-wise and all that stuff. So let's go over what this guy comes with. Now, Decade has a pair of open hands, which I already have on the figure, because, again, that's pretty cool. And, doop. He also has a ride booker, which holds his cars, and also is his main weapon. And you can open this far out. And sadly, you can't hold any cards in here, but it's just cool for, like, aesthetic poses, or, like, whenever he holds like the right booker out so that he is about to, like, legitimately pull a card out. If I can just figure out a way to make this. Or better yet. Hopefully this works, because if not, I have. Yeah, like that. Like that, and then he's. Well, there goes that idea. Well, he basically is able to pull out the cards from the ride booker and then all that stuff. But let's get into some different hands so that we can show the other different stages of the ride booker before I show off the rest. Alright, my original plan was taking too long, so I decided to do it this way. And sorry about the shadow and all that stuff, but yeah, I'll take some of these out and then we can look at them. Like, okay, and this is the ride booker in gun form. A very nice silver paint apps, some green and the barrel tip looks very well. And then you could just go or just do attack Lido blast. I'm a fan of Decay, so I'm going to do that once in a while. And yeah, this is basically, and you can see the Decay logo right there. Looks amazing. And here is sword form. Sword form, Deno. Never mind. This is the sword form of the ride booker, and still looks pretty good. Don't have any complaints about it or anything like that. And yeah, it looks pretty good. And all that stuff. And then this scene comes with a bunch of hands. Okay, we have some of these like little pointing hands, but they're actually card holding hands for a decade, and then some these are the angled grip hands, which can be either used for the Decade's bike or the ride booker in gun form. And then you have these sword holding hands, and then just normal fists. Nothing too much crazy and all that stuff. It's pretty cool. And also we have this, where the Neo-Decadriver is in open form, and I'll show you how to do that here in a moment. Alright, now we have our Neo-Decade with the Neo-Decadriver in open form, and I'm going to show you how to open this thing up and all that stuff. See, if you haven't watched any like reviews of this figure before, basically what I like to do is grab a hold of the belt first, and then try to wiggle. Okay, take the right booger off first, and then just wiggle. There. Bam, it's pretty cool, and now we have Decade without this part. Now, you could possibly, if you have other SH figures, and you can find a way for them to hold this, then, yeah, have them hold it, and then have them about to put it on their waist, and then you can henshin. And basically what you want to do with this one, you want to just pull it off. Now the hard and all that stuff. And then you just slap it onto here. See? Holds in very well and all that stuff. And now you just basically put it onto the belt. put the right booker back on, and then just put your hands wherever you want them on the right booker, and then to simulate when Decade is actually about to transform or use a final attack. A final attack, right, on a monster or even a rider. Because this guy fought, he fought Kamen Riders, possibly in the original universe and in the AR world. And then, well, in a dream, we saw him killing every single rider. And in the movie, he also killed almost every single rider before he got killed by his girlfriend. But that's a rant for another day. So, anyway, now this comes to one of my favorite parts of the actual review. Because then, Chrisman Lightning Nerd can go full Chrisman Lightning Nerd, and hopefully he just, allows you guys to go full nerd with him. Because, again, fan of Decade and all that stuff. I know not a lot of fans of Kamen Rider actually like to show, but I did. Like I said, it was the first ever show that got me into Kamen Rider, and because before that, I never knew like Kamen Rider Dragon Knight or Ryuki or anything like that. So this guy got me into Kamen Riders, and it was pretty fun. Okay, and now I'm going to show you one of the coolest things that this guy comes with. He actually comes with an actual card sheet of his cards from his main card to Geo, and then some of the attack rise and the final attack right card. And I'm not going to do it in the Geo style, because personally I did not like the whole jingles aspect of it. But I will do it in the form of Decade style, so that I can just show you all the cards and all the stuff that you could possibly do of like the transformations if you have any of the other figures from Heisei or the Neo Heisei era. So we have Decade, Kuga, Agito, Ryuki, Faiz, Blade, Hibiki, Kabuto, Den O Kiba, W, Oz, Forze, Wizard, Gaim, Drive, Ghost, Excade, Build, and Kamen Rider Geo! It's my video. I'm going to do what I want for the joke. Okay? And for just awesomeness. And we have Illusion, Slash, Blast, Invisible, and Final Attack Rider. Decado! Yes. And good thing about this is that you can put them back in whenever you're done with them, and you can pop them out. And mainly because I'm going to show you some of what I can do with this with a previous SH Figuart that I have in my collection. But now, let's get Decade back into his normal pose, and then with the belt closed. Alright guys, and if you watched some of my previous reviews before, then you know who Faiz is. I accidentally dropped him and then a piece of his fin came off. Haven't been able to find it, but it's there. Now, if you've seen videos of SH Figuarts review of Faiz, you know that the belt can come off. Which is very handy when this belt can also come off, because then you get an interesting dynamic with rider changes like I'm about to do right now. Okay, now the decay belt's off, and basically I do that just basically you grab this and grab this, pull it apart, get the belt off. I know it looks a little bit weird, but then you can actually, if you have a Faiz figure or any Centrical Seo figures, then you don't have to risk on damaging the figure. Got bottom half of Faiz right here. Got his top half. And then you put the belt on like so, and then just position the joints while making sure that the bottom half does not move as much. Yes, I'm doing this off camera because then I could focus on it and all that stuff with everything. And then it's a little bit loose, but it still works pretty well, surprisingly. And now you have Neo-Decade in Fi's form. I really hope they do come out with an SH Figuarts and Choco Seiho Fi's figure, because then it would just be awesome, and you can have more. And they've been doing so well with the Choco Seiho line, then I would actually buy another figure, Fi's figure, that has painted fingertips. But that's enough of the rant, so let's get Fi's back into his normal form, and then get Decade back into his normal form, and then I'll do some size comparisons. And as you see right now, I do have him holding the... Hang on. I do have him holding... Come on, camera focus. Do I seriously have to do this again? Yeah, it's a little bit blurry, but if you can't tell, I do have him holding the actual double card. So, mainly because, like I said, Double's my favorite rider after Decade, mainly because he's the second rider I was introduced to, but like I said, anyway, size comparisons. Woo! Now, just for some size comparisons, we will stack him up with some characters from different universes, because he is the man that could travel between different universes. You saw him what he looks like next to Fives, but now here's Ryuga, or whatever pronunciation you want to use for him. Decade looks pretty good next to him, nothing to complain. Then again, this is an older SHF compared to Decade, so there's always that. And as we all know about, like, universe jumping, and now Ultraman is part of the Marvel universe, so why can't Kamen Riders travel to, like, the DC or Marvel universe? So I'm going to have him next to Iron Man, in case you want to get some multiversal stuff going on, and then, like, actually have him fight the Avengers or something. I mean, that would be cool. I honestly think that would be cool, and I would pay to see that. More often than I would like to admit. But like the Tiga figure, Iron Man does stand a little bit taller than Decade, but nothing too far out. So, yeah. Let's see, what else do I am not gonna compare him to Godzilla. Oh, speaking of another one, in case you want to see him with the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, spectacular Spider-Man. Yes, I am willing to do that joke for this. So yeah, here's Decade next to Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a little bit shorter than Decade, but then again, he's supposed to be a teenager and all that stuff, so there's an SHF Decade. Not SHF Decade, an SHF, Spider-Man. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, yeah. And because of multiversal stuff and all that, you can also have him go up against Street Fighter characters such as Ryu or Ryu or whatever you guys want to call him. Yeah, and there's Ryu. Next to Decade. Roughly the same height. But then again, this is supposed to be a jacked up anime character, and this is supposed to be a guy in a suit, so I'm just surprised that they're similar heights. And why not? Sorry about that. Mainly because I can, my video, my rules, and all that stuff. Here is him next to a Mezco X-Force Wolverine. I got this guy at a Comic-Con, but I'm not going to be doing a review on him because I got another Wolverine figure that is better than him. So I might do one and not the PX exclusive. And like most things, Mezco is taller than SHFs. It's just a proven fact, but still, I mean, these guys look pretty well together, and if you do like certain like dynamic action poses, and all that stuff for scenes, it'll actually look pretty well together. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, yeah. I mean, this is basically my review for SHF Kamen Rider Decay Neo-Decay version of the Shinchoku Seiho Kamen Rider line. So, let me know what figures I should get in the near future and do reviews for. But yeah, this has basically been it. And yeah. So hopefully you're having a great day or a great evening. And Decade and I wish you for the lightning to protect you guys. See you around.